how to break a 36-hour fast. Very easy. Today I broke my second fasting day of the month, and if you want to know how to break a fast, it's very simple. You just have to follow a few simple rules. What I broke my fast with, I'll probably put it on the screen, is I had steak and eggs. So I had a T-bone steak, chopped it up, seasoned it, cooked it about 4 minutes on each side, let it rest for another 4 minutes. Made some scrambled eggs, chopped a little onion, seasoned it, a little salt and pepper. And then I had a little bit of green vegetables, so I had some okra, some spinach, some bell peppers, right, in a little vegetable mix. And that is what I broke my fast with. Whenever you're breaking your fast, you always want to start very gentle. Because I'm not fasting for such a long period of time, and it's just for 36 hours, I'm able to eat this meal and experience absolutely zero side effects. If you are fasting for a much longer time period, I don't recommend it for 99% of people, but if you are, then you definitely want to start a lot slower. And with any type of fast, regardless of the length, you always want to start, very easy, very slow. I'm always going to recommend a lower carb approach. Don't break your fast with ice cream. Don't break your fast with junk food. Don't be an idiot, basically. And as long as you do that, you'll be pretty much good to go. Recording this video right after I got off of my remote job. As you know, no excuses. We got to get to the bag, but we also got to get ripped too. So making sure I'm staying consistent. Again, this YouTube transformation series is another method that I'm using to stay accountable. So as I complete each fasting day, or as I break the fast, I need to tell you guys about what happened the previous day and how was it. Pretty much for this fast, I didn't get hungry at all. I wasn't really thinking about food. And I think that's a benefit. Actually, I shouldn't say I think. I know that's a benefit of doing a more keto diet, lower carb approach. I just don't have those strong hunger pains. I really didn't feel the effects of hunger, and it was very minor. It wasn't like, oh, I'm starving, I really need food. Is never anything like that. It's just like, oh, like my body's just kind of reacting like, hey, are you gonna get some food in? And I was like, nope. Went to sleep, woke up, and again, when you wake up, there's really no hunger. Weighed myself, drink water, and I just go about my day. Alternate day fasting is a very easy, simple routine. The only way you can really mess this up is if you are not training hard enough when it's time to work out. I'm going to work out right after this video is done. I do my quick workout session, and then I'm done for the day, right? I'm going to be fasting all day tomorrow, and then tomorrow will be a fasting Friday. We'll break the fast on Saturday, and then tomorrow we'll complete 3 fasting days for the week. And then, as you guys know, it's going to flip-flop, as Sunday, the start of next week, will be a fasting day, and then we will have 4 total fasting days compared to the 3 fasting days we did this week. So very nice, very glad that this week is coming to the end, and the fact that I am on my last fasting day of the week is, so I always feel very accomplished whenever I do alternate day fasting. It's like every time you complete the week, it's something that you can look back on. You can look at all of your data, you can look at all your stats, because when you're in it, when you're fasting consistently, because we are limited by our biological nature, you're only going to lose so much weight in a week, right? Alternate day fasting, these numbers tend to be a lot higher for the most part. So instead of the average, or I would say the elite standard of guaranteeing of getting 2 pounds a week, alternate day fasting, you may see 3 to even 4 pounds a week that you're losing consistently over a 10 to 16 week period. So that's a pretty significant amount of weight to lose. It's double the speed that most people lose weight at. So it's I would say it's very motivating whenever you finish the fast, because it's like, okay, I can see the scale, I see the numbers, it's constantly going down. All right, I'm going to stay consistent on this. I'm going to keep on fasting, and I'm going to keep on getting results, right? But again, just to circle back to the main topic of the video, whenever you're breaking a fast, keep it simple, stupid. KISS method. Do not complicate it. Do not try to cheat your way and binge and all this other stuff. If you have issues with binging, you really need to focus on maybe doing a 1 meal a day diet if you're really struggling with that. Because if you have a binge problem and you do alternate day fasting, what you'll find is that if you have the stomach capacity to eat like I can, you will eat too much food, and you will you'll eat over what you're supposed to, and then you won't lose weight, and then you'll be like, I'm doing alternate day fasting, but I'm not losing weight. Again, anyone that experiences that, those people are simply eating too much. And this is why if you track everything and you're weighing your food and you're counting your calories, you would actually know when the stopping period is. And this is why before you even eat anything, a tip that I tell to all my clients is that you should weigh and track before you even eat the food. Because if you do that, it's impossible to go over. Or if you calculate the food and you see that you're eating too much, you can reduce the portion, remeasure, so now you're staying within limits. And if you do these little tips and tricks that add up over time, over 12 to 16 weeks, you are a completely different person. This is what separates the people getting that ripped transformation versus someone that you look at them, it's been 5 years, it's been 6 years since the pandemic, and you're like, where are the results? Why haven't I seen a before and after, right? So you definitely want to take a look at that. But yeah, that's pretty much the recap. I mean, alternate day fasting, as I said, it's not the most exciting thing, especially when you're doing it day by day. But again, no one else that I know of is doing this. I don't know anyone else that has done a kind of a daily documentary, can't speak today. I don't know anyone that's done kind of a daily process like this. When it comes to alternate day fasting, I've seen weekly recaps, but the day by day, I feel the fasting community, or is there a fasting community? That could be a whole nother video. But I think anyone that follows fasting or is interested in alternate day fasting needs to see the middle. So any of my clients or future clients or people that are prospecting me, trying to see if I'm legit or not, you guys really need to pay attention to the boring middle, which is what I'm recording right now. Again, this video is not going to go viral. Saying, oh, I ate steak and eggs and I stayed consistent on the fast, that's not exciting. What's exciting is the BS trends. Like last year, it was sugar fasting. People were drinking nothing but soda all day, and because the scale went down because they didn't get any food and they drank pure sugar, they feel that that's actually doing progress. Very little people, I will say, that do these fat diets actually survive. That's why it's my 9th or 8th year, going on 9 years of fasting, and I'm still in the game. It's still not a fad, still doing the stuff that's existed for thousands of years at this point, since the dawn of humans, right? So this is nothing new. There's nothing new under the sun. But again, I see a lot of people try to overcomplicate the process, tell you to eat dumb things to break your fast, and then you wonder why that you're hungry all the time. Like a lot of people, when they do these rolling routines, they're only eating 500 calories, and then that'll be their meal, and then they should do another 72-hour cycle. That doesn't make any sense, and this is why people crash and burn. These are these dumb plans. These again, you guys are just following stuff that people are saying on YouTube, not getting a plan that's designed for you specifically. Yeah, I'm not saying that what people are sharing on YouTube is not valuable, because obviously I'm sharing stuff on YouTube, but some of the information that I've seen for years, it shows if you go to the fasting communities. I'm seeing people today, literally today, I saw someone that is struggling with alternate day fasting. They did a 96-hour fast, and then they're saying, oh, I only lost a couple pounds, I was expecting to lose more, I'm doing cardio. Like, they're doing all this crap, but you know what they haven't done? They haven't stayed consistent for 12 to 16 weeks. The magic, I find it funny how staying consistent for 12 to 16 weeks, that is the answer that no one is saying. But everyone is yo-yo fasting, they're quitting, they're starting, they're stopping. Again, I said it, most people are only going to stick with it for about 3 weeks. 90% of people quit after that point. The people that get past that point, a lot of them quit shortly after. It's very People who have successful weight loss transformations is a very low thing, because if you take the whole mass of people that are doing New Year's resolutions, those people that actually accomplish the goal, very small, very minimal. So again, if you don't want to be in that group, literally, all you have to do is just outlast everybody else. Treat it like a battle royale, right? To win a battle royale, if you actually read the book, people are not running out and trying to run and gun and, no, it's a very defensive, tactical game. Even if you're playing chess, I've been playing chess a lot lately. What is it? It's tactical. Do I just rush out and put all my pieces to attack the opponent's king? No. My pieces are going to get obliterated and then I'm going to be down. No. It's tactical. I mean, make sure I'm putting the pieces where they're supposed to go. You want to play chess, not checkers. Checkers, there's no thinking. Just put the piece forward, and then if you can take, the game forces you to take, right? Checkers is a brainless game. That's a lot of people are playing checkers. They see the flash because they say it's simple. Just eat candy, eat gummy bears, drink soda, and call that sugar fasting. And the people pushing that are on steroids, right? This industry is so crazy. And the one thing, if you don't take anything else from these videos, is be consistent. Play chess, not checkers. Stay consistent for 12 to 16 weeks. I guarantee it'll change your life. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. It's just, if you stay consistent for 12 weeks and you're consistently losing at least 2 pounds a week, that's 24 pounds. If you stay consistent for 16 weeks and you're losing at least 2 pounds per week, you lose 32 pounds. It is not that hard. And how many people, if you ask them, have they lost 24 pounds? Have they lost 32 pounds consistently? Not yo-yoing, not a total where they lost 5 pounds and they gained 15, and they lost another 5 pounds, and then they say, oh, I lost 10 pounds on my weight loss journey. That's stupid. That doesn't make any sense, right? Play chess. Be very tactical. Weigh everything. Weigh yourself every day. Track all of your metrics. Get a coach. Do all of the things. Like, if you just flip every single switch, you use every single lever that's in your arsenal, you're not going to lose. It's almost impossible to lose unless you're lazy. I will end this on a quote that one of my high school math teachers said. He told the class, he's like, you know what? It's very difficult to fail my class, right? And of course, I'm curious. I'm like, difficult to fail? Like, what do you mean? How is it difficult to fail? And he told me, he's like, yeah, it's difficult to fail. Like, you have to understand what's going on. The people that are failing this class are going to class every single day. They have already decided that they're not going to do any work. So they're not going to do any homework. They're not going to pay attention. They're going to be on the phone. They're going to be drawing. They're doing everything else besides paying attention to the lecture at hand. They're not doing any work. They're not turning in any assignments. They're not doing anything, right? Then, on top of that, they're distracting other students that actually want to learn, bringing down the level of the class. So he's like, if you are not going to do anything anyway, you're literally wasting your time. Because if you're going to sit in the class, you may as well do the work, learn the material so you don't have to come back, because at the end of the day, you're either going to repeat the class, you're going to be forced to repeat it when you decide to not be lazy and actually finish, or you're just going to drop out, which if you're going to drop out, you should have stopped coming to class anyway. And it goes back to what I said about how, there's the different levels of accountability. I'll probably post that video tomorrow. When it comes to the different levels of accountability, where it starts with self, and then it's the buddy system. Buddy system doesn't work. That's level 2, because if your buddy stops going, you quit. Then the third level of accountability is the group setting. And it's that classroom setting is the perfect example of the group. Because the people that are not caring, not doing the assignments, they're going to fall off. The people that are consistently hitting it every day, they're the ones getting the A's. They're the ones scoring the highest on the tests. And it's more, they're spending effort. The people are spending the same amount of time getting 90%. The guy that's putting in effort to fail is showing up every day, not using that time to do something productive, and he fails a class anyway. It doesn't make any sense. Now, for those of you wondering, like, I don't want to be the person that's, spending effort to fail. That's 90% of people who do New Year's resolutions, or 90% of people who follow weight loss journeys. 90% of them fail. 90% of them are that kid in the math class that's showing up every day, distracting the other students. That's what the TikTok is. I lost 5 pounds. Oh, it's hard to lose weight. I've been overweight since the pandemic. I can't lose weight. They're at McDonald's every day. They're eating pizza every day. They're not tracking calories. They're not going to the gym. But they'll put the effort. They'll make the effort to complain and make excuse. But they won't use that same energy that they're using to get on YouTube, to get on TikTok. They won't use that same energy to be consistent for 12 to 16 weeks. That's doing the right thing, right? And that's too much of doing the right thing, and then it's easier to complain and then get the other complainers. That's what I see on Reddit. It's other people complaining. Oh, it's really difficult. Why do people say stuff is difficult? Like, what thing that's worth having comes easy? I don't know a single thing. Childbirth is hard. Being a parent is hard. Having a job is hard. Working out is hard. Dieting, alternate day fasting, I personally don't even think it's hard. Okay, you're telling me on my fasting day tomorrow, I don't have to do dishes. I don't have to work out. I can just chill. It's Friday. I'm going to go to my remote job. It's going to be chill. It's going to be slow. I'm going to rack up a check. I'm going to run up a fast. And then I get to break my fast the next day on the weekend where I'm straight chilling? No. At this point, if you're struggling to lose weight, you don't want it. You don't want it. You just playing around on these people's YouTube comment sections. Anyway, hopefully you enjoyed my rambling rants when it comes to the alternate day fasting journey. This is officially the start of the third fasting day of the month. Once again, as a reminder, we are aiming for 16 fasting days for the month of August. So for each video that I post, you'll see a number. So, you see the number 2, it means I've completed 2 fasting days, 3, 4, so on and so forth, until we get to 16. So catch you guys on the next video. I'm going to start fasting. Don't be the loser that's in the math class, and let's actually stay consistent between 12 and 16 weeks. I'm going to keep repeating it because that is the most important thing that I wish for you guys to know. All right? All good? All right, I'm out. Peace.